Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's vlog guys, it's gonna be a sit down video because I'm gonna be sharing with you my green card journey and how did I obtain my EB3 visa. So I'm doing this vlog guys because I've been receiving a lot of messages from Facebook as well as Instagram from my nursing friends as well as my former co-workers in the Philippines about the process, and they've been suggesting this kind of videos here in my vlog. So disclaimer lang guys, I'm not a professional advisor nor an immigrant lawyer. This is just based from my personal experience and my knowledge about the process. And also guys, I'm not saying that my timeline is the same as your timeline. We all have different timelines. So there are things that we can control and we cannot control. So guys, I hope you'll find this video informative and helpful. So let's get started. Alright, I don't know where to start. Probably I'll just start with a short story about myself. So guys, I graduated from nursing school year 2013. Yeah, tita feels. And then guys, so I graduated March 2013 from UST, and then 2 months after my graduation, I took my local board exam for nursing. That was June 2013. So I passed on my first take, thanks God. Then after that, a year after, 2014, I decided to take my NCLEX. NCLEX is like the nursing board exam here in the US. So that time guys, I don't really have plans of applying in the US or going abroad. I just want to take it and secure my license that time because you know you're still fresh from nursing school. So I grabbed the opportunity and take my NCLEX. So 2014, I took my NCLEX and I passed on my first take, thanks God. Then fast forward 2017, so I'm already working as a nurse that time. And then I have a friend who asked me if I have an application in the US. Then I told her, no, I don't have. And then sabi niya sa akin, bakit wala kang application? Sayang naman yung license mo. So tama nga naman, right? So I kept renewing my license every time it expires, but I don't have an application at all. So pinipilit niya ako ng pinipilit. Hi Ate Che. So sa kakapilit niya sa akin, sabi niya sa akin, you know what? One of the employers from the US will go to Manila to conduct a face-to-face interview. So you must have to just submit your resume to them and they will schedule you for an interview. So at that time, I'm not really convinced that parang I'm asking myself, am I really prepared for this? Do I really want to go to the US? So that time talaga, I'm quite hesitant to apply. But she kept pushing me. Sabi ko, sige na lang, I'll just try. If everything goes well, that means it's for me. So parang ganun na lang. So I just tried. She gave me the email address and then I submitted my resume, and then the next day they scheduled me for an interview. So I remember that time I was from night shift guys. And then the interview is in the morning. So I remember talaga. I just changed my clothes and went straight to Marco Polo Hotel in Ortigas because yun yung venue that time. So I don't really have time to eat, to take a nap, or even take a bath. I just go straight there because syempre rush hour in Manila, it's very traffic. And the interview is early, so I need to go right away. So yun, after the interview went well, and they offered me the job after the interview. So dun na nag-start yung processing ng paper ko. So that's the short story guys about how I started my application. Because that time talaga, I'm not familiar about the process. I don't know where to start. I don't really know at all. So that's my story. So now I'm gonna be sharing with you the step-by-step process in applying for the EB3 visa. Alright guys, so the first step is you need to find an employer. If you don't have an employer, I know there's a lot of agencies in the Philippines who can help you find an employer who will petition you to go to the US. So the second step guys is filing for your I-140. It's also called a sperm or labor certification process. So it's just basically checking your prevailing wage, job description, and a lot more. I'm not gonna go into detail, pero that's the second step. So your employer will file for your I-140 petition at the USCIS on your behalf. So this is also the time that they will ask you to sign and fill out the ETA form or the 9089 form using a blue ink. So in my case guys, it was filed October 2017. So it usually takes 2 to 8 months or even longer. It can be approved, it can be denied. So in my case, na-approve siya September 2018. So it took like 11 months guys. So almost a year before I received the approval. So from after that guys, from USCIS, they will transfer your case to the NVC or the National Visa Center. So if your PD is not yet current, they will put your case on hold and they will not process or review your case. Okay, so yung PD guys or priority date, you will get that after your I-140 approval. Alright, so how will you know if your PD or priority date is current? So you must have to check the visa bulletin every month because it updates every month. Alright, so just type in sa Google visa bulletin, for example, March 2021, and then check your visa category, your country, and your priority date if pasok na siya. If hindi pa, that means you're not yet current. Usually guys, para maging current yung PD mo, it will take months to years. So it's not really an easy or fast process. So, ayun, you just need to wait na maging current yung PD nyo. And also, this is the best time guys that you must take your IELTS exam while waiting for your PD to be current. Okay, I know most of the agencies in the Philippines, they are requiring the nurse to take the IELTS sa step 1 pa lang, which I think is the best idea because if naging current ka na and you still don't have it, madidelay ka and mape-pressure ka na to take the exam. Of course, diba, hindi naman lahat tayo, we can take the exam at first take and then get it agad the required score. So, parang naging practice na din nila siguro ng mga agencies to do it on step 1 so you will not be delayed. Okay, so wag nyo akong gagayahin guys because I took my IELTS, current na ako, so na-delay talaga ako ng bongga. Okay guys, so you can either take your IELTS with British Council or IDP. Either of the two is acceptable here in the US. So, basta your score in speaking must be 7 and the total average must be 7. So, yun. So, in my case, naging current ako March 1, 2019. So, at that time guys, I still don't have my IELTS. Because I was busy working, so hindi ko na malaya na current na pala ako. Parang so, I took a 2 weeks off from work that time just to focus on my IELTS review and take my NCLEX. My IELTS. So, March 22, 2019, I took my IELTS and then I got the required score on my first take, so thanks God again that I don't need to repeat it because at that time I was rushing already because you know my case, they put it on hold. They can't pay for the immigrant visa fee bill because I still don't have my IELTS. So yun guys, so don't do it. I recommend not to do it because you will be pressured na oh my gosh, I need to take this exam and pass it in one day because you know that they put it on hold, so wala kang magagawa, diba? So wala namang problem if you take your IELTS and secure your visa screen agad on step 1 because the validity of your visa screen is 5 years. So there will be no problem with that. Siguro naman, in a span of 5 years, you're already here in the US. So yun. So nagka-problem lang ako because I got the official report from the British Council. But then, when I'm trying to apply for my visa screen at CGFNS, parang nagka-problem dun sa pag-send ng British Council to CGFNS sa IELTS result ko. Parang it took 2 months, guys. Seriously. I was so frustrated at that time kasi parang, why is it taking a long time, right? So yun. So dun ako nagka-delay din ako dun. So ayun. So finally May 2019, they already received, CGFNS already received my official result from the British Council. So my employer paid for my visa fee bill. Okay, so it is also the time that they will ask you to prepare your civil documents like your birth certificate, your SENOMAR or certificate of no marriage, your NBI clearance, your marriage certificate if you're married, your passport ID at least a year, valid for a year, and then passport size photo with white background. And if you stayed or work abroad, you must also get a police clearance from that country. So once the fee bill has been paid and the payment has posted at the NBC, they will ask you to fill out your DS-260 form online. So the DS-260 form is also called as Online Immigrant Visa Form. So it's a long form that we need to fill out online. It's just basically about your personal info and your employer info. And also they will ask you your permanent address here in the US. So if you still don't have an address, I think most of the nurses are using their employer address. In my case, I used the office address of my immigrant lawyer because that's important, guys, that address, because doon nila isa-send yung social security card mo and your green card. Alright, so after filing for your DS-260 form, they will send your civil documents to the NBC on your behalf. Your employer will send it to the NBC. Okay, and then after that, I think I accomplished that June 2019, I received a confirmation from the USDOS SAYAC that my online immigrant visa or alien registration application form or DS-260 has been submitted, and they will provide you a case number. So yung case number na yun, it's if you're gonna be interviewed in US Embassy Manila, it's MNL and then there's a set of number. So FYI guys, if you don't know, you can use that case number to check the status of your case at sayac.gov. Alright, so after that guys, July 2019, I am DQ qualified. So approximately 45 to 60 days before your status will become documentary qualified. And then August 2019, I received my visa screen certificate approval, which is a good thing because you need your visa screen certificate on the day of your interview. So it took 3 months, guys, na processing before I got my visa screen certificate. From May, then I got it August. So yun. So October 2019, I received the interview packet. So doon na nakalagay yung schedule mo for your interview, the date and the time. Usually, they send you the interview packet a month before your interview date, so you have time to prepare. So they scheduled me for an interview November 27, 2019. Okay, so it's also your responsibility, guys, to set an appointment at St. Luke's Extension Clinic before your interview. So you need to have your medical exam before your interview. So it's the only accredited clinic is of the US Embassy is SLEC, or St. Luke's Extension Clinic in Ermita, Manila. So you just need to register online. It is 17,025 pesos, and it's a two-day exam. First is physical exam and laboratories. Second is your vaccination day. So you just need to bring your passport, your 2x2 pictures, your interview letter from the NVC, and the record of your vaccination. So yun yung kailangan yung dalhin on your medical exam. Okay, so in my case, nag-medical exam ako first week of November. My interview date was last week of November. So it's really up to you guys. Basta you need to do it before your interview date. And they will be the one to send your result directly to the US Embassy. They will just give you a copy of your vaccination record, kung ano yung binigay na vaccine sa'yo, and a copy of your CD of your x-ray. So don't lose that vaccination record, guys, because as much as possible, photocopy it, because you really need it when you go to the US, especially when you're applying for a job or if you're gonna enroll your children at school. So it's really important, guys. Okay, guys, so on the day of your interview, you must bring the following documents. Okay, so you need to bring your interview letter from NVC, your 2x2 pictures, or passport size pictures with white background, your PSA documents like your birth certificate, your your Senomore or certificate of no marriage, your marriage certificate if you're married, your paper from SLEC, NBI clearance, visa screen certificate, your NCLEX pass letter, your IELTS official report, your updated job letter with company letterhead from your employer, your DOL labor certification papers, your passport including expired ones, confirmation page of your DS-260 form, yung may barcode, and the delivery address registration online. So yung delivery address registration online, guys, you need to register your delivery address before your interview date. Okay, so where they will send your visa as well as your passport. So you can either choose your permanent address or if you want to pick it up to any to-go branch of your choice. So it's really up to you, and they will send you a confirmation with a barcode. You need to print it out and show it to the US Embassy on the day of your interview. Okay, so on my interview day guys, hindi agad na-approve yung case ko. They put my case on administrative processing because they told me that they want to review my contract thoroughly because medyo mahaba yung contract ko that time nung present ko sa kanila. So yun din pala, guys, you must bring your original contract from your employer. So yun, so November, December, my case is on administrative processing. And then January, they asked me to attend a second interview at the US Embassy Manila. So it's like an hour interview. It's just basically about my nursing career, nursing experience, and my contract. So, after the interview guys, hindi din agad na-approve yung case ko. My case is still on administrative processing, and they told me that they want to ask some questions sa immigrant lawyer ko about my contract. So they copied me then in that email because so that I will be updated as well. So from January, February, my lawyer and the embassy are exchanging emails. The embassy are asking questions to my immigrant lawyer. So yun. So March is lockdown. So naabutan ako ng lockdown. So offices are closed and there's no operation sa US Embassy. So of course, I can't follow up. There's no movement in my case. Kaya yun. So March, April, May, June, July 2020, walang ano siya. I've been checking my status sa sayak.com pero from administrative processing naging refused siya, which hindi naman ako masyadong natakot kasi or kinabahan kasi they announced naman na parang they put everyone on refused because they're not operating at all. So I think nag-start again mag-process or mag-operate yung US Embassy July or June 2020. So August 2020, I received a mail from the US Embassy that they are asking me to submit a new medical exam from SLEC and new NBI clearance as well as my passport and submit it to any to-go branch. So another 17,000 pesos guys for the medical exam because the expiration date of the medical exam is only 6 months. So nag-expire na siya as well as my NBI. So I need to get another NBI clearance as well as medical exam. So parang I accomplished it October 2020. Then I submitted the NBI clearance and the passport sa to-go branch Robinsons, Manila. That's free of charge guys ha. You don't need to pay anything if the embassy is asking you to submit a document. So yun. And then I received another mail from the embassy a week after, and then they're asking for the medical exam again, and then an updated job offer from my employer. So I called the St. Luke's Medical Center and asked if they already transferred the result because I received another mail from the embassy, and they told me that it was already transmitted the day after my medical exam. So pinabayaan ko na lang siguro. I'm thinking baka nagkamali lang or na-double yung letter. So I emailed my immigration lawyer and request for an updated job offer with company letterhead and with dry seal. So of course it will take at least a week because it will be coming from the US before I receive it. So when I finally received the updated job offer, I go back to Robinsons, Manila to-go branch and submitted my passport again because they returned it to me and my updated job offer, and I just made a small note there that I called SLEC and I was informed that they already submitted my medical result last October 5, 2020. So, ganon. So, parang after submission, parang it took like almost a week before I finally received my visa approval. So, ang nangyari guys, so parang I've been checking the status of my case via sayak.gov kung ano na yung status ng case ko. Kasi guys, they will not call you or inform you na okay, approve na yung visa mo. You must need to check it talaga sa sayak.gov. So I've been checking it every day since I submit all the requirements that they're asking. So, nung November 3, 2020, finally, from refuse, naging issued siya. So, that means they already approved my case. So, then, siguro after 4 days from November 3, I received text message from To Go that my document is ready for pick up to a To Go branch that I selected. So the next day, I went to SM City, Manila To Go branch and pick up my visa packet. So yun guys. So, eto guys, important to. Do not open the visa packet. You can open the plastic, the To Go plastic, and then just get your passport. But you cannot ever open the visa packet, yung may yellow envelope, because you will have a problem sa port of entry mo in the US. So, in my case, when I opened the To Go plastic, wala dun yung passport ko. It's inside the packet mismo. So, ang ginawa ko na lang, for example guys, I have a sample. For example, this is the visa packet. So, envelope siya na yellow and then naka-plastic siya, right? Kinat ko lang yung taas halfway just to get my passport para mailabas ko yung passport dun sa ganito kaliit. And then, after that, I secured it with the tape para hindi magdire-diretso yung opening niya. So, yun guys, because you really can't open that. And then, in the packet guys, there's a paper there, there's instruction that you need to pay your immigration fee or your green card before you leave the Philippines. So I think it's $200 or $220. You can pay it online, and also there's an instruction there that you need to attend your PDOS or your pre-departure orientation seminar at CFO website. So since may pandemic tayo ngayon, you cannot, wala silang live orientation, so you need to do it online. I think you just need to pay a certain amount, basta mura lang siya, parang less than 100 pesos. Then when you complete the modules, they will send you the certificate which you need to print, and you will present it at the immigration here in the Philippines before you leave. Okay, so dumating ako here in the US December 29, 2020. So my port of entry was in New York. So I remember they just, the immigration officer asked me 2 questions lang. Like, kung ano yung occupation ko, and kung saan, parang address or who is my employer, parang ganun. And he stamped my passport and he said, "Welcome to the US." So, yun na yun. So, wala naman naging problem sa visa packet ko. So, yun. So, you will receive, guys, your social security card after 3 weeks from your arrival and your green card 3 months after your arrival. Pero in my case, I received my green card a month after lang. So, sobrang bilis niya talaga. So, that's it, guys! Minalat yata ako dun, guys. Alright, guys, so that's it for today's vlog. I hope you find this video informative and helpful, especially those who have pending applications here in the US and for those who are planning to apply as well. So again, guys, I'm not saying that my timeline is the same as yours. We all have different timelines. I have friends who took them 8-10 years, some less than 2 years. So it really depends, guys. You really can't tell. So just embrace the delay, embrace the moment, take it one step at a time, and enjoy your time with your family. Because I tell you guys, when you go here to the US, you're gonna miss those moments. So in my experience, guys, I've experienced so many frustrations and delays along the way, but you know what? I realized that I'm very thankful for those delays because, you know, I get to spend some quality time with my family before I leave the Philippines. So yun lang, guys, just don't give up, always pray, and God will give it to you when the time is right, when He thinks you are ready for it. You need to prepare yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially before you go here to the US, because guys, the life here in the US is totally different from your life in the Philippines. Here guys, you need to do everything on your own. You need to be a strong, independent man or woman. And yun guys, just be strong, just don't rush, and spend some quality time with your family while you still can. So that's it guys. Keep safe and healthy, and always wear your mask. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye!